All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Puzzle Streak episode. It's been a few days since the last one. Had a few things going on, but we're getting to the end of that little busy patch of other things in life. And now, thankfully, I've got a bit of time to crack on with the chess improvement. You can probably tell I look a bit tired. It is 3 in the morning. I've woken up. I can't get back to sleep. And I thought, you know what? Let's make the most of this opportunity. Let's crack on with the chess improvement. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Here is a beautiful check and take a queen scenario. I hope you're all doing well. That is the goal in life, to be doing pretty well. Now, interestingly, can we take this knight and give up the queen? I don't think we can. Can we, however, take the queen? He will probably almost certainly have to take back. Then we can take the knight. And then after he takes that back, then the bishop's going to hang. So I think that's going to be it. Okay, yeah. So as I was kind of alluding to, I've been a bit busy, but we're back in action now. And I think I have time considering the fact that it's kind of the middle of the night right now. I think that gives us enough time to hopefully be able to consider all moves and maybe finally reach this elusive 50 in the puzzle streak, which would be very nice, without a doubt. Been watching a little bit of the Brontologist lately. The Brontologist chess YouTube channel, definitely worth checking out. He was doing a pretty cool, showed a really cool checkmate pattern, which I really liked to see. And I think I will also go through and do a checkmates series rather than just puzzle streaks and games. I'll add in a new series where it's just checkmate patterns, just practicing again and again and again. So that way, when you're actually in a game, you have in your head what it is you're aiming for. And some of them will be like what the Brontologist showed. You can go and watch his latest or one of his latest videos with a really beautiful checkmate. And it shows you certain techniques that you wouldn't necessarily be able to come up with on your own. All right, so what do we do here? We can take this knight, the rook. He can take our rook. And, it's a bit of an even trade. Or we can take this rook. When he takes back, we take the other rook. And I think that's better. Okay, we've got a discovered attack on the king. So we can use that to our advantage in a number of ways. This was the way that would win a queen. Okay, so we do have this check. Yeah, and from there we'll be able to win whatever blocks, including the queen, because we have this move. Drawing the king away. All right, so let's move for white. I mean, wouldn't it just be this? Oh my gosh. Yeah, that'd be a great way to checkmate my king. But I should try and probably checkmate the black king, should I not? So we have this check. And then we got mate. All right, 10 in. Let's keep it going. I guess we want to open up this file if we can, and this looks like a good way to be able to do that. If he takes, we can take back. He takes, but not really crashing through. We've got this. This is a nice move just to hit a bishop. Doesn't really do a whole lot more than that, though. We've also got a check here. We do have a check here, which only really leaves him with two options. But if he uses this option, we've got this check, which would be mate. And therefore, this only actually leaves him one option, which is this, at which point this is also mate. So I think we'll go ahead and mate in two, talking about checkmates. All right, so we've got this. If he takes with the pawn, then... In fact, we don't have this. Excuse me, we're pinned. We've got this, though. We do have this hitting the queen. And that queen is almost trapped. Has to come here. And then from there, we will have this. And the king's going to want to probably get out of there, I would suggest. Is there anything else that I can see other than just attacking the queen and then launching an attack down? Now, I want to know what the response is. So if it is just to attack the queen, and we're going to be accepting of the queen to come here, do we just give this check? He would have to take back like so. And then let me take with a knight. I don't think so. I think it'd probably be better to take with the knight. Threatening, discoveries. Yeah, I think that's probably it, actually. So he has to take that way instead. All right, this looks interesting. So why don't we attack the queen and threaten mate at the same time, forcing him to give up the queen. Okay, they can take a bishop and then fork the rook. Okay, this situation, we've almost got a queen here. So this does not probably work, but why don't we take the queen, attack the rook. Yeah, that'll do us. There we go. All right, we're doing all right. We've got this sort of similar idea to the previous one, but I guess here, can he just take? This is interesting. We can take the queen. No doubt about it, we can take the queen. Our king is very safe. There's no checks or anything to worry about. But if we take the queen, what's going to happen? I guess can't do that. I guess he takes back is most likely. After he takes back, then we can, in fact, come here. And if he takes, we take back. I mean, that looks very strong. If we do this, I guess he can take this queen. And, he's under no obligation to take the rook. We would have to take the rook, but we're down a queen. So let's take the queen first. Then we come up here and life is going very nicely. All right, so we don't have check because of the bishop. But we can sort of harass that bishop by hitting the rook. And when the rook moves, assuming the rook moves, which is an assumption for sure, then we can take the bishop if we want to, I'm saying. And then after it's recaptured, we could give a check. But just having a look at what else is actually here, we can just take the rook. And he's forced to recapture. And then we've actually got a little something called checkmate. So maybe that's what we'll do instead. All right. How about that? How about that? That's a checkmate right there. Almost. He's got a defense. He's got a defense in moving his rook over here. So we can then take, and when he takes back, we do the same old trick, and that will be mate that time. So there we go. All right, looks like we can get ourselves a queen, similar to what he just got, and then we'll be able to pick off the rook. I don't think there's going to be anything better than that. We could give this check. But that lets him sort of move out of the way. However, if he moves out of the way, it's going to be game over. So maybe after this, he might block. Then we can give this check. Certainly, if he comes up here at that stage, we'll finish it. Or we won't finish him off, actually. You know what? I think we got to take this. I think we got to take this and just be happy in an absolutely crushing position. Because after checking, he does this. I don't see how we follow up, particularly after check. I guess if he goes there, then that's checkmate in and of itself. Yeah. Okay. And check, he comes here. Check, he comes here. Then that's not checkmate because he has this. And then that's troublesome. So I'm just going to take a rook. Whew. All right, cool. Does this not just look like a check situation? Take a rook. He takes back. No, probably not. It could be a situation like this. Check. He moves, and then we take this rook like that. That's what I like. All right. Looks like we can just take the bishop with check if we want. We can also take here, but then he would be able to take our rook. Don't see a very good follow-up there, so we'll take the bishop. And with that, we end the streak. With that, we end the streak once again. Not even close to 50. I mean, it is 3 in the morning, but that's no excuse. Just getting lazy, getting arrogant, thinking that I know it all so quickly, and sometimes you don't know it quickly. That's the simple fact of the matter. So sure, I can take a bishop here, but the truth is there's no real follow-up. He just steps to the side, and the game goes on in a position where we both have a rook and a minor piece and an equivalent amount of pawns. In contrast, after this check, which just opens a discovery against the rook, well, now he has to move the king somewhere. We take a rook, and we actually have a material benefit at the end of that, which gives us the basis of a winning position. So that's a real shame that didn't transpire the way we could have hoped. So anyway, such is life. I'm going to leave this streak here, and I'm going to continue on in the next video with some checkmate patterns. We'll practice a few checkmate patterns, try and get those patterns into the fleshy tablets of the brain. And maybe from there, depending on whether I'm still awake or if I need more sleep, we may play a game. So thank you for watching, and we'll hopefully see you in the next video. Just click straight on over, and we'll practice some checkmates. Alrighty, see you then, guys.